of Connecticut at your service. My name is Carmen Nieves, and I am your host. And we come to you live each Tuesday at 6:30 via Soundview Community Media TV. And this week, as in every week, we feature individuals that are making a difference in the community by what they do and how they give back to the community. This week is no exception. I have two amazing individuals that are connected to the Parent Student Teacher Associations at their prospective schools. And Selma is an alumni from the Parent Leadership Training Institute. Selma, how are you? And Marcia, welcome to the show. I'm going to start with you. I would love to know a little bit about you and kind of how did you get into this work?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here and be able to talk about my project. And I have two daughters, so I saw the importance of education, and because of I'm an immigrant, everything was new. So I got involved in a way to learn how everything worked also. And I was able to see that the more I learned, the more was easier for me to guide my daughters. So that's how it started.
That's amazing. And you currently serve as the president.
Yes.
And who do you have with you here?
My friend Marcia Carvalho, she's a lifelong friend, and we've been working together for a while now. She's the Central PTSO Vice President.
Vice President. We've got the president and the vice president in the house. So Marcia, thank you so much for coming. And we're going to talk about the work that you're doing through your Community Closet project that you guys started together. But before we get to that, tell me a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm Brazilian. I have two kids at Bridgeport Public School. My daughter, she's at Central High School, and my son, he's at Discovery Magnet High School, school. And I see when parents get involved in their children's education, we see difference. You see how they grow different. So that's why, I get together with my friend Selma, and we start working because we want to push more parents to be involved in their children's life.
So that is so amazing. So you guys are no strangers to public service because Selma and you, both of you have started volunteering at your prospective schools, and both of you, and it was funny because we had a conversation and I said, when did you guys meet? Doing work at Multicultural? They're like, no, we knew each other before we came, right? And then you were mentioning that you're both Brazilian, so that brings kind of like a twofold kind of connection because communities tend to stick together. So if I know you're Brazilian, I'm Brazilian, we're going to have that connection. If I'm Puerto Rican, I know you're Puerto Rican, we have that connection.
And that's how it started, because we saw, even though our kids were in a multicultural school, there were a lot of Brazilians, and they were not part of their kids' education. So that's why we got together to bring them to the schools also.
And this is a question for each of you. Why do you think that when people come, because everybody, comes to the U.S. looking for that better life, right? Why do you think that people that join us from other countries are not more engaged? And why, maybe one question's for you, one question's for you, but, why aren't they more involved? And maybe what can we do to involve them more, right? So I'll start with you. Why do you think that they're not engaged?
Well, it's overwhelming because education here works very differently than in Brazil. So I think and the language also, it's a barrier for parents. So I think that's why they're not engaged. But to get them to be a part of their kids' education, we brought them together. We started doing Brazilian things at the school. That's how they start coming and volunteering and being more present.
And so what is it that us as a community can do to engage people from other countries and help them connect them? Like if we know they're Brazilian, what are ways that we can help them get more, I don't want to say accepted, but just connected? What are some ways that you have done that through your PTSO work?
I think, like Selma says, the language is it's like a big a barrier. But if you can get more people to get to work in the public system who speak another language, not just Spanish like we see all the time in English, but like Portuguese and other language too. Because when we do our work for the students, we're not just looking to be helping a Brazilian community. We're looking to help our whole community, the Bridgeport, the people who are in need, the kids, the children, the students who are in need. So we're not just focused in Brazilian, but in the kids.
It's
Our
just
focus is the
being
kids.
Brazilian, it's just a way for us to bring our people to the school, but we serve everyone.
Because I feel like
Yes.
if I came, to Bridgeport, Connecticut, which I think they were saying that our children, altogether, it's 45 different languages are spoken here. So it's very wide, right? So if I came here and I heard you speaking and I see you involved, then I think I can do that too.
Oh, yes.
So I celebrate you both for what you're doing with that work. But we were talking about kind of what we can do to get involved and how people can be part of this. And the PTSO stands for Parent Teacher Student Organization. Yes. And then there's another part that says that it's the School Governance Council. What's a little bit of the difference? Because I don't even think I 100% know what that is.
The PTSO, we aim to bring parents to the school. It's more about parent engagement.
Okay.
We do activities to teach them and to bring them to the schools. And the School Governance Council, it's parents, students, administrators, and teachers. We see the school as a whole, look at the problems, and try to guide the principal. He's the one who decides everything, but he listens to our input when something comes up.
About when things are happening that
Yes.
become processes at the school, right?
Yes.
Which, and you guys, both of you have done some amazing organizations to kind of just help out with, tell me, I read in your bio that you guys started and administer a scholarship.
Yes.
Tell me about that. And how does somebody apply for it? First of all, how does somebody reach you? Because I think somebody hearing is going to want to know how they can reach you and apply for next year.
This is part of Central High School. Central High School has a scholarship in itself for different persons. However, there is the Brazilian scholarship that it's aimed to the Brazilians who goes to Central High School.
Wonderful. And how did you start that? Do parents kind of help contribute to it? How does that work?
Some parents contribute to it, but we mostly go to Brazilian business, and they're usually very happy to help.
Okay, that's amazing. And then, so we're going to get into the topic of why you're really here today, right? So tell me about, we're going to put up a flyer that has to do with the project that you guys are working on that is about the community closet, it's called, right? And you're actually doing a uniform drive. So we're going to put the flyer up, and then I would love for you guys to tell me about it.
Can I start?
You can do it because you started.
Well, Community Closet, we start by, we saw that we have a lot of resources, so we started donating and asking people to donate clothes and household items. We usually do a giveaway day, and everyone can go and get whatever they need, whatever they want, or whatever they like. And because of PLTI, we started to do the uniform drive.
So tell me about first of all, how did you come up with that? Because you were doing just regular clothing and things like that, and now you are doing to uniforms. How did you decide on the uniforms, and how did you engage the schools to help you?
So when we started the community closet, right, was on COVID, when the COVID hit us.
Okay.
So we see so many immigrants crossing the board, And the people they were getting here, they had no clothes, they have nothing for their houses. And we said, let's do a big giveaway. So that was our first one. It was not too organized like this one that we just did, but we did with our heart, And then, so this year Selma started the project, right, Selma, with the uniform. That was our dream for years. We started years ago dreaming with that, and then she had this beautiful opportunity, that she engaged with, and then we combined our community closet with the uniform. It's wonderful. And we have a gift for you. Oh. Let me give it before anything.
Oh my goodness, what is that? It's going to make all kind of noise on the headphones. Oh, it's a community closet shirt. All right, I'll make sure that I, support that and talk about that. Thank you so much for the shirt.
You're welcome.
And I think you might have got the right size too. We won't talk about that.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
She's like, we'll switch it.
You'll be fine. Don't worry.
So thank you so much for that. So, we were talking during the break before we started that really students not having uniforms is an educational disparity. Because kids are not going to school if they don't have uniforms. And you guys were sharing that it actually does more than that, right? It helps to combat bullying and some other things. So share with me a little bit about the importance of uniforms and the importance of us not throwing away things and using things to help each other, right? So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we believe uniform is very important. Have the right uniform, it's very important for them to be able to concentrate in their education, not being worried about, bullying, or they feel a lot more confident to study and just concentrate in school.
Mm-hmm. And I was sharing with you that it's not only having the uniform, but also making sure that it's clean so that kids can go to school, because I know families that they might only have a couple of uniforms, and we have to, I know my daughter tells my grandson to change his uniform every day when he comes home from school and to get into something casual. So there's so many things. So when you're accepting the uniforms, can you tell me a little bit about the condition that they should be in? How can they donate them? Where do they donate them? And then somebody else can tell me about the day where families that need it can pick up the uniform, right? So tell me about the condition of the uniforms that you're collecting.
Hopefully it's in good condition, because kids outgrow the uniform very fast. So they usually, before it gets a lot of use, it doesn't fit anymore. So we do have collection boxes in every elementary and middle school.
Okay, so it's elementary and middle schools
Yes,
right now
public
only, right?
schools in
Okay.
Bridgeport, yes.
Okay. And then if people need a uniform, so it's good. So the drive is next week, all of next week?
No, it's been, it's from yesterday till Friday.
Till Friday?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and then on August 19th, it's a Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. at Central High School.
Oh, it's going to be at Central?
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to be distributing the uniforms.
Oh, how does somebody, Marcia, get on the list or is there a list? Like, how does that work? How will they get the uniform?
So it's first coming, first serving.
Okay.
But we want to make sure, that we're going to have enough that to feed, at least most of the people, at least people who comes.
That need it, first come, first serve, right? And then each school wears different uniforms, right? So does it matter what color the shirt is, as long as it's one of the uniforms from one of the elementary and one of the middle schools, right?
We do have a list of every school uniform colors.
Okay.
So whenever the person gets there, just tell the age and which school, we will know which colors. Mm-hmm. So
are they getting one? Are they getting two? Like, what's the?
It depends on how many
people get in line and things like that.
And so, how many people are giving away also.
How many people donate to you?
Yes.
Right? So we need individuals to donate uniforms. Yes. I think this is such a great cause that's for the community and by the community. So we're not asking anybody to donate money, although, I don't know, I guess they could do it at the school. But all we're asking our community to do is to not let those items go to waste, right? So if your child has outgrown it, use that to help somebody else that will make you feel good, that a young person is going to have something nice to wear for the new school year, and that you'll feel more involved by being engaged in your community. So I think that this is really great. So can people donate if your drive passes? Because you said you have a community closet, right? Mm-hmm. Is that only open during the school year? How does that work? How does your regular community closet work?
For the uniforms, it's going to be the year round, right, Silma? We're going to have, going to make sure that we have we are around to feed the students. Mm-hmm. For the community closet, we do have to. We don't have like a big right now. We don't have a lot right now. But if people call us, we're going to make sure that they're gonna.
Or you would refer them somewhere else where they can get it, right?
Yes.
We've talked a lot about 211 and InfoLine, that they have a multi-language line. Mm-hmm. So a language barrier is not enough reason to not get services. So if you yourself in our community, or one of the ladies here, or whoever is a champion for you or for someone you know, call 211. They can help them get services in any language, and they'll tell them where to go. I'm sure that you guys would be an advocate to help them access those services, right? So tell me a little bit about, so you said that the community closet is not necessarily a year-round. Is it because you collect at a certain time and then you give away? How does that work?
Yes.
Selma's laughing. She's like, let me tell you a story about that.
But when people called us, we go on or Facebook or Instagram, and then we said, oh, this family is a need, who has clothes in this age or like this size, and then people give right away, and then we can give to
How do you usually let people know that you're collecting? Is it in your prospective schools? How are you letting people know?
Not uniforms, but the clothes itself.
Yeah.
I'm a house cleaner, and I have many friends who are too. So we usually get a lot of things. And so it's very easy. If we want to do like a giveaway day, we just spread the word and people start giving us a lot of things. That's why we don't do it the whole time, because it would be a full-time job.
You would have to open a store, a giveaway store.
We have a few, 1 to 2 a year, and we limit to that time.
Amazing. So how can people get involved in other ways? Now, you both are at the school, right? So right now the school's getting ready to end, so you're getting ready to get a little break. But in the fall, as your role as president and vice president, like, do you have to get reelected every year, or how does that work?
Well, it's our last year. Both of our daughters are upcoming seniors. So,
okay.
But every 2 years they have elections.
So you can only serve while your kids are in the school. Then when they age out, you age out.
For the
She's
PTSO,
like,
for the PTSO, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But we commit ourselves to Central High School. Even after our daughters graduate, we're still going to be part of the scholarship committee.
Oh, and I think that's amazing. How does somebody reach you to get information? How does somebody, if they wanted to say, Selma, Marcia, we want to donate some clothes, or we have uniforms for you to pick up, like, how does that work?
Well, they could email me at silvasconcelos@hotmail.com, or also we do have a page on Facebook for the Community Closet.
Oh, you do?
We do.
Okay, perfect. Oh, so that's Sylvia's...
Silvasconcelos.
Oh my God, Selma's email to send her information. And if people wanted to share information about their program, can they send that to you as well? And you'll help get it. So you mentioned PLTI, which I'm a facilitator and an alumni, and that's an organization that I absolutely love. So tell me a little bit about that. I support, because I just think that it helps people who care become people who lead.
It
Right?
definitely gives you the right to, I've learned so much. In first day of PLTY class, if you had asked me to be here, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't be the celebrity on my show today, no?
But, they teach you so much. You feel so more comfortable doing serving and talking
And you went through that for 20 weeks, right?
yes.
Like you're graduating soon.
Yes.
I think that
today
is
it's
just
the last
For the-
day.
Today's the last class?
Yes.
What? And you're here with me. I feel important. I want to thank you. So I have to say that I'm just really, I don't want to say excited is the right word, but I'm hopeful that people that come and that want to help, that language is not a barrier. How much or how little you can give is not a barrier. Because it takes all of us, right?
It definitely does.
It takes
And
all
let's be honest, being in Bridgeport, it definitely helps. Like whenever we have something at Central High School, we can only ask the department to have translations. They always give us that. So language, it's not a barrier at all.
And just being involved, right? Because I'll tell you, I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm kind of, sort of, can read and write. Me defiendo. I can, take care of myself. But they always need someone to step up and even like translate a document or just be at the school. I know that in the schools, one of the things that they do is they have people in the community like welcome the kids on their first day of school or on their last day of school. You know what I mean? And I just think that as a family engagement initiative, I think that that's so, so, so important. We've had, and I was just thinking that as we were talking about having you on the show and talking about this really amazing project, that some people reached out to me that I was talking to them, and they were saying about one of those is Albert Benahan, that Albert, if you're listening, we're mentioning you. Because he's such a great resource. And matter of fact, I had saw you at one of the PLTI sessions, and he was coaching you, right?
Yes,
so
he was
what
my
kind of
mentor.
support has Albert been to you both? Because you both know him, right?
Well, to me, he's been a great support. Anything that I try to solve or everyone that I try to reach, I'm not able to, I call Albert and, he steps
And he
in.
knows everybody, right?
Oh,
I said,
he does.
listen, I need the phone number for the chief of police. And I said, I need the telephone number for the chief of police because I want to have him on the show. He messaged me the cell number of his assistant. I'm like, listen, we've had him on the show because he's, excuse me, a big champion about parent involvement, because he started his volunteer work through his children being at the school.
I met him on the Board of Education meetings when he was still only a parent. Now he's a board member.
Ooh, don't let PLT
Well,
hear you
but
say that.
now he's
only a parent. Ooh, that's like a no word.
But now he is a Board of Education member.
Yeah, and now he's on the Board of Ed.
Yes.
Which reminds me, what's next for you both now that you're going to be transitioning technically off of the PTSO because your children are graduating, right? Yes. So what's next for you both?
Well, I still want to keep on doing the uniform drive every year, no matter if my daughter is not more in a Bridgeport public school. And also, because of PLT, I decided to go back to school. Woo-hoo. And I'll be at Housatonic in the fall.
And what are you taking up at Housatonic?
Human services.
Human services. So again, that next level of helping the community. I love it. I love it. What about you, Miss Marcia? And a little birdie told me you're already at Housatonic. So tell me what's going on there.
Yes, I'm majoring in human services, and I love it. I love it. Since I was a kid, I used to see my mom take care of the community, and always I had that on my heart. And the first chance that I had, I'm 46 years old, and I said, I'm jumping to...
I'm not saying how old I am.
Yeah, I don't mind, because I'm proud to be a mom, to work full time, and to be a student too, and save some time to help in the community. So it's amazing. And I think if we can dream, right? So
And listen,
we
you're
can
not
dream.
dreaming, you're doing.
So our
You're
dream,
doing, my friend.
Our dream is to have the clothes for the kids, to have food for the people in Bridgeport, to have right, Silma? What's our dream? You guys gonna see it.
Listen,
Yeah.
have
I
big
already
dreams.
saw when you were talking about the clothes that you're going to be doing something with a store. I don't know if you're going to sell it or
Not
anything, but just have
selling,
like a
not
pickup
selling.
and like
No.
where families can come and be like,
I
there's
don't
something
know.
about when you're given something, and I'm not, and people appreciate that for sure. But there's something about when you pick what you're given, right? If that pink is for you and you see that little pink sweater and you like want that and it's free, you should be able to have it. So
Yeah.
it's not only about the getting, because Albert has done many drives, like when, Hurricane Maria and all that happened here where people were coming from Puerto Rico. He was so involved. And I love how you were talking about food and things like that. So before I get into the two things that I quickly want to share, one is we had on our show that I was mentioning to you, Miss Jenkins, and she's part of a group called Shoes That Fit. And she was like, and I was telling you that they work with the school social workers and stuff. It's like already, that it's with the school social workers, and then the kids can, they cannot say that this kid needs new shoes, and they'll give them new shoes. Take a look at our show for past seasons so that you're able to see what they are. I want to do quickly some quick kind of like this flyer, which is the Feed the People. I spoke to the gentleman that runs this program, and he said that you guys should connect because they're doing free haircuts, giving away
We definitely
clothing
will.
and things like that. So we're going to make sure that we connect with that. And then the last kind of like little pitch is that the mayor is having a gun buyback program. So we have a flyer about that. That's a different one. But they're having it on the, I don't want to run out of time. Sorry about that. It's this weekend is the gun buyback program that's going to be at the city of Bridgeport at the Community Services Division. So really quickly, ladies, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for all that you do for the community. Before we close the show, we'll leave your flyer open so that people can have that. We want to make sure that you guys keep watching, keep being engaged, keep making a difference, and keep tuning in each Tuesday at 6:30 on Soundview Community Media TV. I want to thank all our guests. I want to thank our viewers and ask you to keep engaged, to remember to follow us on YouTube, on Soundview Community Media TV, and on our Facebook page. We'll see you next time right here on Soundview Community TV, Connecticut at your service.